Here again inside quoyness with the pit and the side chamber. Not only has this side cell the biggest lintels, but it also has the biggest stones in the foundation of the cell. But I want to show for another time how this is basically built, how it tapers but then goes quite straight up again until it is about half the width of the floor. The floor is about 1 meter 80, so 6 feet, and up there it's about 3 feet, 1 meter about, depends a bit. But it's a magnificent building, this. It should be much more well known. Here a better view of the light falling into the back chamber. This is daylight in there. Now this is the other side. But I've been wondering now, there could be one more reason for this height. And that is that there was a floor, a wooden floor, halfway, which is very well possible. Like I think there was one, or at least something like it, in Meeshau. Here we are again in quoyness, and now I have a special interest in the entrances, which you can see are more or less, this is the smallest, the same size. This is the biggest, this is the entrance, and the height of the entrance is about 80 to 90 centimeters. But the peculiar thing about, for instance, this one and this one, which I still hold as the most important chamber because of the big blocks that are used there inside as well, they have this measurement which boils down to being 1 wide and square root 2 high. That is the measurement, and those two units are very important, as we will see later. And this is about 50 wide, 55 wide, and 75, 74 high. And this is inside the left hand chamber, and these are the big stones on the, on the lowest fundament. And this is the next chamber, and then you see they're much smaller and thinner. So just as in Vincoy, the left hand chamber is the important chamber, although the right hand chamber is the biggest. I don't know if you could say that of Vincoy. You don't see this very often, but this is one of the lowest. This is the second row of stones, which is really cracked on the weight of this 4 meter high wall. Now there's definitely a draft of air coming into the chamber, but I do not know whether this is due to the fact that there are air holes up there, which at least although they're quite small. Otherwise it would mean that these high chambers were made to actually generate this draft of air, so that fresh air would come in and would refresh all the time the atmosphere of the chamber. And besides that, the entrance doorway, the passage, was much longer than it is now. The overall passage, it's about 7 meter 60, and that is 2 times 3 meters 70, and that is 10 times Egyptian ramen of 37 centimeters. And the point is that the measurements of the Egyptians are very close, if not identical, with what we find in the megalithic chambers on Orkney, and not only there.